Hey, it's the Lootcast. And due to unforeseen events, this is going to be a Lootcast of just me. Again. But I'm back home. We're doing this thing live on twitch.tv/N64Josh. So, it may not be the longest episode, but we got some things to talk about with Destiny 2. And kind of looking back on Destiny 1. So, let's do this thing. But before we do, the Lootcast starts now. Okay, we're going to find out why there's a black screen. 1 second. I think I know why. No, I don't know why. Let's see what it looks like now. Hey! Looks like it's working now. Alright. See, this is what happens when I get to try to figure all this out on my own. Don't leave me alone. All right, we're gonna start again. Master Blaster, how you doing? It's the beauty of doing this all by myself. I can start it as many times as I want to. All right, here we go. Okay. Can you hear me? Where's Famous? Yeah. Can you hear me okay? I just want to make sure. Is this thing coming through? Okay, perfect. Then let's do this thing. Okay. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hey! Guess what? I'm doing another Lootcast. All alone. Because, unfortunately, Guardian Outpost had some unforeseen things come up, so he's going to be here next week. So I'm going to rock and roll this one solo. Hope that's all right with you guys. I'll try not to be super boring. That's goal number 1. And we'll talk about some Destiny 2 stuff. But before we do, the Lootcast starts now. What is going on? Welcome to episode 109 of the Lootcast. I'm your host, N64Josh, and my co-host, Guardian Outpost. He's not here. We went over this, though. So he'll be here next week to kick things off, and it'll be a good time. We're like 4 weeks out from Destiny 2. I'm pretty excited, and we got some stuff to talk about tonight. But before we get into that, if you would like to get yourself a free audiobook from Audible, you can go to audibletrial.com/thelootcast. And there, you can get a book like Ready Player One, Console Wars, which I started reading, like actual reading. I bought a book with paper. It was crazy. But I think I'm going to probably download it next week so I can listen to it because I'm not going to have time to read anymore. I was on vacation last week. So, Console Wars, it's like 20 hours, so it'll keep you busy for a while. Armada, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, all that stuff. You're going to find so many different books to choose from. That's audibletrial.com/thelootcast. Go check that out. That helps support this show, which I thank you. And you also get yourself a free book, so there you go. Also, I'm part of another podcast called the Nintendo Powercast, which we do tentatively, we do live, depending on if my computer will melt or work. We're going to be doing it live at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And yeah, instead of 9. So, pending my computer doesn't melt. Otherwise, it will still be in the audio feed. I'm curious how we're going to make it through this one, but we'll see. We'll see. So far, so good. Lastly, guys, there is a Patreon for the Lootcast. If you go to patreon.com/thelootcast for $1 or more each month, you get yourself an extra Destiny podcast. So you can check that out at patreon.com/thelootcast. Okay, so since there's not a co-host tonight, you guys in the chat, you guys get to be the co-hosts. So any questions, comments, anything that you saw today with the Destiny 2 PvP trailer, I want to hear from you guys. So type out your thoughts, concerns, questions, whatever in the chat. We'll definitely be reading those tonight. And so that's kind of what I want to start with, is just the PvP trailer. Wow. That's all I got to say about that, and I'm out. See you guys until next week. No, that PvP trailer, it really got me hyped. I'm already hyped for PvP. PvP is where I plan on spending most of my time in Destiny as of right now. We don't really know what PvE has to offer, so I'm all aboard for the PvP, which, you know, at this point, the PvE is just going to be the icing on the cake for me. So that's good for me. But seeing this trailer today definitely got me more excited. You know, they kind of showcased each class. They looked good. The hunter, I saw looking in our band app, some of the guys were pretty stoked for the hunter, and the hunter it doesn't seem like the hunter's got much love over the past few months. Like, it really hasn't been showcased. And so, you know, it's nice to kind of basically see the hunter almost at the forefront, the way they made it look and sound. Like the plays he was pulling off and the moves he was doing, like single-handedly wiped out a team of 4. It was pretty cool. And not with a power weapon, but like just like I guess the snipe is a power weapon now, but you guys know what I'm saying. It wasn't like a rocket. When they showed the Titan, he fired a rocket, boom, gets a triple kill or a double, whatever. Not quite as impressive as going in and just kind of single-handedly wiping people out. Master Blast in the chat there says the push the tempo music really made the trailer hype. Yeah, the music was great. I mean, hearing the announcer's voice, just everything, like, it was really a great trailer from Bungie. There was nothing really cheesy about it, which was nice, because that's one of the things that sometimes that stuff can come across a little bit cheesy. You know, thinking about like the dance machines or whatever, the boots back in the day for the hunter. I just remember that whole video, at least some of it, seemed a little bit cheesy, but this was like, the cuts and everything were awesome, especially at the end with the hunter just doing the finger guns and just watching people drop. I really thought they did an excellent job. And based on the chatter I've seen on Twitter today, everybody is pretty excited. So that's definitely a good thing. I mean, they showcased each class, like we talked about the hunter a little bit. They look good. Titan, the first thing we see is the kick, which was great. And then we see him throw his shield, which ricocheted off 3 other Guardians, which was really cool to see. Then switch to the Warlock, see him jumping around with his sword, you know, doing his thing. And I don't know, I just enjoyed all of it. I watched it. I just had it on replay while I was getting the stream set up here, and I kept getting distracted from what I was doing to just watch the trailer over and over again. So really good stuff. Really hyped for PvP. Loot Clanners, I'm looking at you, boys. Master Blaster, iDrop C, I see you in chat there. PvP is going to be where it's at. I'm excited. So, guys, if you're just joining, I'm doing a solo show tonight. So Sorry there's no guest, but I want you guys in the chat to be the guests. So if there's anything you want to bring up about Destiny 2, feel free to type it in the chat. I didn't mention at the beginning of the show, guys, we do this show live, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, twitch.tv/N64Josh. There's already a handful of you hanging out in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. So we were just talking about the PvP trailer and how hyped we are for it. The other thing I want to get into, and if we go back to the trailer, that's fine. Like if you got questions or comments or whatever, feel free to post them. I'm going to open my phone up here because that's where I have my notes, because I'm afraid if I have anything else going on my computer, it may die. So that's that's why that's the way it is. So let's talk about this Rockstar Pop-Tart deal. What do you guys think of this? It's weird. I saw Paul Tassi from Forbes say that the deal, I think it was the Rockstar, Pop-Tart, and Taco Bell Xbox deal, felt dated for being in 2017. And I kind of agree with that. Like, I understand that these companies want, Rockstar wants to sell more drinks, and this is going to be the way to do it. But where I have an issue isn't with them getting their branding on to Rockstar. With this game just coming out, do we really need double XP? Do we really need it? I don't know. And so that's where I'm concerned. Like, the tweet I put up was like, look, Rockstar and Pop-Tarts will give you cavities, and they will shorten your experience with Destiny. And I don't want that to be the case. Right? Like, we need to savor this content, because we don't know. We could burn through it just as fast as Destiny 1. Fingers crossed that I'm wrong. But, it could be the case. So, Master Blaster says, I think they should have put toys in cereal boxes. Yeah, let's do it. Put the Mega Blocks, like the Titan and the Warlock. Let's do that. I'm down. I'd buy cereal for that. It's funny you mentioned that. I think Nintendo is going to be putting not necessarily toys in the boxes, but they're going to be advertising on Post cereal in the next couple months. So it's funny you bring up cereal. Sneaky Sniper, I'm doing great, dude. We're just doing the Lootcast live right now. I have no ghosts. Cracker Jacks, there you go. I dropped C says, I really hope there's a long grind. I'm not going to use anything to speed that up. Exactly. Right? Like, I'll be honest. Halo 4, Halo 5, Call of Duty, other games like that. Yeah, I've used the stuff to boost my XP so I could get things done faster. I don't want that to be the case in Destiny 2. I'm like, let's just take this thing slow and steady. So I'm going to back up in the chat here. Master Blaster says, after listening to the Guardian Radio podcast and learning about Lady Desiree for the first time. Lady Desiree and I have a history. I refer to her as Lady Desire, because that's what I called her the first time I saw her in my first Destiny charity stream. And we've been friends ever since, so... But it says, after learning about Lady Desiree for the first time, I've been listening to all the in-game music very intently. Yeah, dude, the music's great. The music is great. From what I've heard, she introduced me to the composer when we were at the reveal, and he's a super cool dude. And, I mean, if you guys could have been... like at the reveal, when the music started and the explosions were hitting, they had that volume cranked so loud. You were feeling every bit of it. And, I mean, the music was just right there on point the whole time. So, let's see. Double XP weekends. No, Prophet. No double XP weekends. Please, no. iDropC says, I know Bungie worries about... like having to, let's see. I know Bungie worries about having a long grind for players, but they shouldn't compare themselves to other games. People come to Destiny for the grind, right? I would say yes. I would say we are here for the grind. I mean, Destiny 1 had its ups and downs, and we had to go through so much to get to where it is now, and I don't think it's in the best place. You guys have heard me say before on this show that it's Destiny 1, in my opinion, was better year one for having that carrot dangled in front of you so that you wanted to keep playing the game. And you know what? If Destiny 2 goes back to a model that's similar to that, the internet will lose its mind, but the internet has to get over it. Right? Like, those people that are going to be so vocal about it, they need to chill. Or they need to play a game that's less grindy so that it doesn't ruin it for the rest of us. You know, I'm not going to be able to play as much as some of you guys in the chat are you guys listening to this, and that's fine. That's fine. I still play other games. I still play Nintendo games. I'm excited to jump into Overwatch and see what's going on in there. But at the end of the day, it's on me, right? It shouldn't be on Bungie to cater to me because I can't invest the time. I know people are busy, and I'm sorry, but that's the name of the game, right? That's the name of this game. That's what keeps that carrot dangling, because what happens is we get content drops, and in 3 days or less, I'm bored again. Well, of course you are. There's nothing to do because you've already done it all. So it needs to be paced. It definitely needs to be paced. So hopefully that will be the case. And I'm going to apologize right now. I have no idea what it is, but when I podcast by myself and I don't have a guest to talk to or a co-host, my breathing gets out of whack because I'm trying to talk the whole time and I end up yawning. I'm not even that tired right now. I'm dripping with sweat, but I end up yawning. So please forgive me. I will get a co-host on here next week so we don't have to listen to me yawn. And I'm sorry. I'm going to take a breath now. So much better. So much better. So, Modern Prophet says, people come to Destiny for the Bungie feel. Absolutely. And I Drop C says, I feel like the second is the grind. Is a grind. And that the fact that there is a grind is a good thing. Right? And so, yeah, it's definitely hard for them to get that win-win with everybody. How do they do it, right? There's always going to be somebody complaining, but look, if they make the game so easy that we get all the content so quickly and can level up and do all that stuff, then there's going to be far more people complaining about having nothing to do and not being in the world and not being in the game than if they just ignore the people that say the grind is too hard or the grind is too long. Hey, at least you've got hours and many weekends to play. So just do that. Just play. Enjoy the game. You'll be fine. You'll be okay. You know, and I can't think of, personally, I can't think of other games that have, like, you know, I don't know, maybe some games have upped. I guess Halo Wars is one that it used to take forever to hit the highest rank in that game, and they end up dropping it down and giving you more XP. So that there are other games that have done that in the past, but that was such a grind. It was crazy. I played that game religiously, and it was still going to take me forever. So sometimes it makes sense. But in a game like Destiny, where you can burn through content really quickly, no. Let's have it be a grind. And that's just my opinion, right? I'm not saying I'm not saying that you can't disagree, but for me, I want to get the most out of this game. I want to be playing this game come October, November, and still being like, oh, I can't believe I haven't got this yet, and still trying to get different things. That's what I'm hoping. So, let's see, Modern Prophet says, I know I don't have much time to grind because of family matters, of course, but I love playing this game any chance I can, and I'm pretty sure Destiny 2 will have me just the same. Yeah, I think it will too. I mean, a big part of Destiny and what makes it so fun is the community, right? We've got an awesome clan, you know, and we're fortunate. And hopefully we're going to be adding lots of people due to guided games. So, we'll see. We'll see. Sneaky Sniper, don't feel the need to talk the whole time. Breathe. I got this. I won't hyperventilate. Let's see. I drop C's. That's where PvP will play a big factor. It can fill the gap and stay balanced. That is true, but not everybody plays PvP. So for those of us that have been with Bungie games since Halo or before, we're all about I finished up the campaign. Let's jump into the Crucible. Let's jump into Team Slayer, right? That's just what we did. That's just what we know. We're programmed for it now. But not everybody likes PvP. And I have a feeling with this PvP being more competitive, I don't know. What do you guys think? And these questions don't just go for the people in the chat. If you're listening to the audio version of this, I will post show notes on the lootcave.com/episode 109. And you can leave comments under that post letting me know what your thoughts are, what your opinions are. So, feel free to do that. Let's see. Yeah, you don't play a lot of PvP, but it does help pass the time. Yes, it absolutely does. Chairbear 2L2Q, what's going on? Welcome. I'm currently doing my podcast, the Lootcast. My co-host couldn't make it tonight, so we're just rocking a solo episode. Won't be the longest episode, but I'm using the chat as the co-host. So if you got any questions about Destiny 2 or anything like that, let me, ask them. Got any concerns? Whatever. Feel free. We've talked about the PvP trailer so far, and we're kind of just talking about the grind in Destiny. And so, hopefully Destiny 2 will last longer than the Year 3 DLC for Destiny 1. Rise of Iron, as awesome as it was over way too quick. So, and they really, early on in Destiny, you couldn't save your engrams and have them become something better. If I remember correctly, I remember trying to do that, I'm going to save them for when the Dark Below drops. And everybody's like, don't waste your time. They're not going to be any better. And then Bungie changed their stance on that. And here comes everybody hoarding exotic engrams and legendary engrams. And no, we can't. That can't be a thing this time around. You guys are bringing up raids. iDropC says, I'm anxious to see how raids will be built and feel, and then trials and what they do with that mode. Yeah, so exactly. And hopefully the raids are going to be... Hopefully they're going to be just as good as some of the Destiny 1 raids, but hopefully better, right? These guys know what they're doing now to a certain extent. They've got 4 different raids under their belts. I'm excited to see how creative they get and what they put us through. So, Chairbear says, I think it was a quick fix for the content while they focused on Destiny 2. Just your point of view. Yeah, and you know what? You could definitely be right there. But they could have extended that content by not allowing different engrams to boost you to the level cap. So, yeah, we ultimately we shouldn't even have got Rise of Iron. So, it is a bonus for sure. Destinaut, what's up, man? He says, D1 had a level cap of 20 in vanilla, with the Bungie team saying there will be a ton of story with almost too much to do. Do you think D2 should give us a higher level cap? And if we get a higher level cap, will it be harder to team up with people due to friends being too low a level? That's a good question, man. That's a good question, because it runs into the division problem, right? And I'm not talking about math. I'm talking about the game, the Division. We had very similar problems with that game where, I couldn't... if I was lagging behind my buddies, I couldn't play with them. And so hopefully, I feel like Destiny 1 got it right in the fact that you could drop into an instance together with 3 players, go in and do patrol, whatever, maybe do some strikes, but they'd have to be the lower end strikes. So I feel like Destiny 1 got it right in the fact that there were still things you could do with a lower level player, like help them through story, things like that. But then you also had things you could do that would exclude a lower level player, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think it's okay if there is a gap in the level. So will it be harder to team up? Maybe for certain things. But I mean, I ran into that in Destiny 1, like, because my Xbox was broke and I was so far behind everybody else, I did a lot of stuff solo. But if they had wanted to, they could have come back and helped me level up. So, Sneaky Sniper, I do think there should be a higher level cap, or at least take forever to get there. Yeah, that's fine. Modern Prophet said that's where Pop-Tarts come into play. Oh man. So we back to those Pop-Tarts, and who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe getting that double XP would actually be a good thing, but that could be part of the problem that Destinot brings up. It's like, if a bunch of guys in the clan are popping all those double XPs, now they're a higher level. Where's that going to leave those of us that don't do that? And are we going to be able to play and together and that kind of thing? I don't think it'll affect Crucible all that much, which is where I plan on spending most of my time. But for the people that do PvE, it may be an issue. Crane, what's going on? Welcome to the show. Sneaky Sniper, the Rise of Iron story was really good. That is true. Let's see. Chair Bear says the issue that we don't know is how we will level compared to the story content. In D1 at release, the story got you to 20 or close to, or we'll do story to start working on our light level. Yeah, who knows? We may have to do missions just to go and get our light again, right? Because it's going to be taken from us. So who knows? Who knows where and how they're going to do it? But I mean, I feel like with the experience that Luke Smith has with like World of Warcraft and that kind of stuff, I really think they're going to put us on a good progression. Like I'm very optimistic. I'm not really worried about it much at all. The only thing that I'm worried about, like we talked about earlier, is just using all this double XP to like burn through. Like the other thing, when Gears of War 4 came out, to get the different skins for guns and whatnot, I bought so many different rock stars so that I could take part and get the different skins and all that kind of stuff. Like I kind of have a sickness, I feel like, when it comes to this. And as soon as I saw the Destiny characters on the cans, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm not going to do it anymore. So, and that's just me. I'm not judging anybody that wants to go chow down on Pop-Tarts and Rockstar. I mean, come on, that's the breakfast of champions. But don't ruin the game you love by finishing it too quick. That's all. So Sneaky Sniper's asking, what is this Pop-Tart thing? Well, Pop-Tarts and Rockstar have double XP codes in their, like, usually it's like under the tab. I don't think I have it anymore, but like we even had double XP in Destiny 1. When was it? Was that around Taken King time? I think it was, when we could, with Red Bull. Cans of Red Bull you could get and pop the top, and there was a code underneath. And so Destinot says he'll judge. Stop eating crap, you filthy peasants. So that's the thing. It's having double XP and being able to burn through the content too quickly. So that's where my concern is. That's what worries me. Is just getting through the content too quickly, which I've said a few times. But Modern Prophet, buy the cans for memorability. Yeah, sure. If you're into it. Again, I'm not telling anybody what to buy or what not to buy. That's not it at all. I just want to warn people don't rush through this content. I know as gamers, there's that thing in us that's like, I want to be the highest level, the fastest I can. We got to fight that urge. We got to fight that urge with Destiny 2 and just be like, hey, enjoy this thing. Enjoy this thing. To me, it's fun when there are points in games that stuff is too hard. Remember the beta for Destiny 1 and jumping down? There was that down helicopter and you jump down to that cave. And I've talked about it on this show before, and there's that ogre down there that had question marks for his level and you couldn't do damage to him whatsoever. I want that in Destiny 2. I want to find an area that I can't get through because they're too high a level and I have to come back to it. I'm down with that. What do you guys think? Do you like that kind of stuff in a game like this where you have to progress to come back and you have to kind of make mental checklists of the things that you want to see and that you want to come back to? I do, because that cave stuck with me till now. That was one of the coolest things for me in the beta when I first got into Destiny. It was all I wanted to do was get the game and get back into that cave. Was that cave lackluster when I finally got there and did stuff in there? Yeah. It was one ogre that we wiped out and got a gold chest. Could it have been better? Sure. But that still stuck with me. And I want to see more stuff like that where it's yeah, I remember that area. I'm not going over there again. I got destroyed. I'll wait till I come back with a higher level and more friends. So Chairbear says, yeah, my first playthrough, I really just want to focus on story itself. Going deep in that. More important than getting max level. Exactly. And hopefully we have a ton of... they're telling us we have a ton of story. Hopefully that's the case. We don't know for sure. We're just going off of what they're telling us. But if that is the case, I don't think hitting your max level is going to be an issue because we're going to have so much stuff to do and so much stuff to play. Enjoy the challenge and don't worry about hitting that max level. Just enjoy the story. That's what I plan on doing. I want to see what the story that's going to be told. But man, I'm excited for the Crucible. So I'm kind of, I'm like I talked about a little bit, I've been programmed, like a lot of us in here with Bungie games, that it's look, Halo 2 came out. First thing I did, play all the way through the story, jumped into online multiplayer. Halo 3, same thing. ODST, didn't really have multiplayer. Halo Reach, got to finish the story, then jumped in, right? And I'll probably do the same with Destiny 2, but the nice thing with and I remember doing this in Destiny 1 as well, it was bouncing between Crucible and PvE. And so because a lot of my friends had already finished the story, I was doing PvP with them early. Much earlier than I should have been before I finished. It took me a while to finish the story, which I couldn't figure out why everybody was complaining and not really liking it. I was having the time of my life. I would get so excited over a blue engram or whatever. Then come to find out that it that fun, that part of the game that was fun would actually go away and not really come back, which was a bummer. Chairbear says, yeah, adventures I hope are really good lore reveals like they claim them to be. Yeah, the more in-game lore, the better. I know there were some people online that were upset about the fact that, Grimoire cards were kind of going away. But we've been talking about wanting story in the game forever. And they're talking the first game is going to have more cutscenes, I believe. I could be off, and I think we talked about it a few episodes back. But there's going to be more cutscenes in the first, in vanilla Destiny 2, than there was in the entire Destiny 1 experience. Sneaky Sniper says he's excited so much for the lost sectors and the extra added stuff. Yeah, and even that's kind of stuff that, like, honestly, I'm kind of confused on. Like, what is this? What do we expect from this? I don't really have expectations for it. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also kind of intrigued by the mystery of it. And maybe there's been more details about it and whatever, but I'll be honest, other than seeing what Bungie posts on Twitter, I'm not going in and watching a lot of videos and that kind of stuff because I want as much of a surprise as possible. And so the other thing that I thought was really funny is this pre-order bonus. And the bonus itself isn't what was funny to me, but the tweet from Datto is what I saw that made me laugh. And he said, and this isn't an exact quote, but basically he wasn't happy, based on what the tweet said anyway, about this this gun being available, this exotic gun, the chill zone or whatever it's called, that freezes stuff or whatever. It's like the Mr. Freeze Ray. He wasn't too pleased about the fact that it wasn't tied to a mission and that it was just being given to us. And so he tweeted, "Oh, so when Destiny 3 comes out, it'll just play the game for us," or something along those lines. I mean, it was pretty full of snark, but I mean, it was kind of funny because, like, cold heart. There we go. It was funny because, yeah, it would be more fun to have to go and find that gun in game, like we did with Black Spindle, or something like that. Something that will keep us, that will surprise us, than to just get it as a pre-order bonus. Now, other than PvE, does this seem like the kind of gun that most of us would use? I don't know. Right, and the kill count ghost. There's quite a bit of stuff, and this seems like stuff that could be. It would be more fun to unlock through story. I think anyway. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Like I said, you can leave your comments in the show notes at thelootcave.com/episode 109. And you guys in chat here with me. What do you guys think? Are you bummed out that we're getting that kind of content so quick? Would you have rather had to play for it? I think myself, I'm kind of with Datto. If I'm reading him correctly, I would have rather wait and had to find it in game. But that's just me. Like the G-Horn Year 3. Yeah, it was an interesting choice. It was an interesting choice for some people just to be basically given that gun. It was just handed to them. It was definitely strange. So, let's see what else I have on my notes here. The last thing that I want to kind of chat about was just kind of sending Destiny 1 off, like, and kind of hear from you guys too. Like, what are you guys doing in the week to pass the time? Like, so this is horrible. I personally didn't finish my Age of Triumph. My son did. He got my grimoire up to 5,000, and he got my book to 100% the day before we went on vacation. We literally waited while he found the last 2 ghosts that he needed to get my grimoire to 5,000, and then we left for vacation. So I did finish my book, but I didn't technically finish my book. So Chairbear saying there might still be a quest for the exotic. We don't know. And that could be, just like Sneaky Sniper was saying about the Galahorn Year 3. So, hopefully that's the case. So, Modern Prophet, you didn't finish the Age of Triumph either. Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? It's just some people. It was a time thing, and I'll be honest. I'm playing other games. I love Destiny. I'm excited to jump into Destiny 2, but I was just wore out on Destiny 1. I was just I was wore out. So Chair Bear's going to mess around with Dark Souls 1 to mess around with Diablo 3. Nice. That's cool. Sneaky Sniper says, I remade my Hunter, and I just downloaded the open beta for Dreadnought. Okay, so you're still playing some Destiny. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, and we saw this with Destiny throughout the years. Like, people would come and go. Sometimes they'd leave angry. Sometimes they would. It was like watching a breakup almost, and you're like, hey, it's just a game. Like, go play a game that's fun, and come back when there's stuff to do. Like, we've been saying that forever. And so we're like 4 weeks away until we're going to be playing Destiny 2. So go play some Diablo. Go play some Overwatch. Work your way through some of your backlog. Do that. Enjoy it. I've got games that are on the backlog because of Destiny Year 1 still that I've never got to, like Far Cry 4. There's other ones too, but Modern Prophet Dreadnought is another game. Right. I figured that when it said beta, I was like, wait a minute. Are you going, there's a beta for the, no, it clicked. So Modern Prophet's been Splatooning it up. Yeah. Splatoon's been a blast. I've been playing the heck out of Splatoon and really, really liking it. So, and look, we're always going to look back fondly upon this game. There's going to be things that, maybe frustrated us along the way or whatever. But I'm here chatting with a bunch of cool guys and gals because of this game. I've made some of the best friends of my life because of this game. And so, Iron Minotaur, welcome. We're glad you can make it to one live as well. So I'm just rocking a solo episode tonight. Guardian Outpost will be joining me next week. He just had some personal stuff to deal with, so that's why you're just hearing my voice. But we're going to speculate a lot over the next couple weeks about the things in Destiny 2. We're still going to look back on the things of Destiny 1 over the next couple weeks. But I'm excited. I'm excited to dig into new content. I'm excited to talk about fresh content, and hopefully the community and all of us will be excited because of the game that we're playing that we're all liking so much, right? That's the fingers crossed right there. That's what we're hoping for. So, Sneaky Sniper saying Dreadnought is kind of fun. It's like a space naval battle in the third person. Pretty cool, in my opinion. Couple different things to do. Nice. Chair Bear Anthem comes out next year. Hope it comes out while D2's in a slow patch. Yeah, and jump back into your old games, right? Maybe some of you guys like The Division or you haven't been back since it's been updated a bunch. I guess it's very playable now and pretty fun. Go check it out. Of course, there's stuff to do in Overwatch. They're going to support that game till the end of time, would be my guess. And, just enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourself. I'm really excited to start chatting with Guardian Outpost more and get his take on things. And I'm excited for the future. So that's it, guys. That's it. I did a solo episode. We hit 40 minutes. I think I'm gonna call it good. Thank you guys that were here with me live. I appreciate it. Yeah, Modern Prophet, do re-download Overwatch. It's great. It's great. We are missing Alka-Seltzer Teeny tonight. That is true. That is true. So, guys, you're going to find me on Twitter at N64Josh. You're going to find this show on twitch.tv/N64Josh. You'll find the show notes for this episode at thelootcave.com/episode 109. Oh, you're going to find me all over the internet. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everything's N64Josh. Go check it out. I'm trying to put out as much content as possible. So I am working on writing my second book. I started that while I was on vacation. And so I'm having a lot of fun with that, and I think there's going to be a lot of people involved with this next book. So I'm pretty excited. Go check out Guardian Outpost, twitch.tv/Guardian Outpost. He streams Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern. That's 3 a.m. Pacific. It's freaking early. So I usually stop in there about 7 a.m. Eastern because I'm up at 4 like a crazy person. But so go make sure to say hi to him and show him some love. And I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me live. Thank you for listening to the show through iTunes and Podbean and however else you listen to podcasts. And remember, you can get your free audiobook from Audible, audibletrial.com/thelootcast, patreon.com/thelootcast for a extra Destiny podcast. Go check it out. Thank you so much if you're here again, if you're here live. Appreciate you guys. And we'll see you guys next week. Later.